Well, that's one way to derail your franchise. What is up, everyone? Movie back again with another review, and this is going to be for the 1989 film Halloween 5: The Revenge of Michael Myers, and this is directed by Dominique, Othenin, Girar, and stars Pleasence and Danielle Harris. This tells the story of Michael Myers returning to Haddonfield yet again to stalk and kill his niece Jamie. Yeah, same plot as part 4. Now, I have not watched this film, again, like Halloween 2 or 4, since the days of VHS. That might be down to the fact that the UK still hasn't released a fucking Blu-ray or 4K box set yet, for some unknown reason. But even though I did watch them back on the VHS, I still had memories of them very, very vaguely. But for this film, Halloween 5, I just have no recollection of it whatsoever. I can't remember a damn thing about this film. It was almost like a first time watch for me. So what did I think of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers? Let's get into it.
I prayed that he would burn in hell, but in my heart I knew that hell would not have him.
Honestly, this film was very, very hard to find any positives for. It's not a particularly good film, and I have a lot to say for the worst, unfortunately. But a couple of good things it did have going for it were the kills. I mean, there's a few barn kills where Michael may use a scythe or a pitchfork, and they were kind of cool to watch, and it fitted with the theme of being in a barnyard, I suppose. There's also this other character called Michael in this movie who loves his car. He doesn't want to scratch on it. He thinks he's so cool in this motor, and he's always cleaning it and polishing it. And Michael Myers just walks up to it at one point and gets this claw tool and just scratches fuck out of it to piss him off before he kills him. I thought that was quite funny, actually. Also, the most intriguing thing about the story here is that there's this certain individual who hides in the shadows following the events of Haddonfield. So every time Michael is killing and stalking someone, this guy is also sort of stalking Michael and seeing what he's up to. And I was intrigued to the end. As much as I really didn't like this film, I always had it in the back of my mind as to who this character was and how this was going to play out, because I was just kind of wanting to know why this guy is following Michael around and stuff. And it did keep me invested to the climax. Also, this is a bit of a mixed bag for me, but the whole Danielle Harris thing, who's playing Jamie Lloyd, I just got to talk about her performance and her character story here, because there was something to like and something to dislike. Now, at the end of Halloween 4, that brilliant climax, it looks like she's sort of going in the direction that Michael Myers did, where she kills her mum, and they just kind of say that didn't happen and her mother was just injured and they're sort of away on vacation or whatever, or Jamie's been put into this hospital, this children's home to help her out and stuff, because she's still having these terrifying visions of Michael Myers. So I was kind of bummed that they didn't go in the direction that this Jamie character could follow in the footsteps of Michael Myers, and they decide to make her a mute. Now, this is the protagonist who's potentially going to take over from Laurie Strode for the rest of the franchise, and you make her not be able to talk for at least half this movie. It just seemed like a very, very dumb decision. But on the other hand, I do think it brought out such a wonderful acting performance from her, especially when she's silently screaming and stuff. I genuinely believe she was trying her best to scream as loud as she could, but it just wouldn't come out. So in a double-edged sword kind of way, it didn't really work too well for the story, but it brought a terrific performance out from Danielle Harris, who I thought was actually better in this film than in Halloween 4. Using her eye movements and mannerisms and stuff to show how genuinely terrified she was. She was good at it anyway in the fourth, of doing all that, but she had to use a lot more here, and it just showed that she does actually have a lot of talent at this young age. Right, there's that over with. Let's talk bullshit. Firstly, the film just has a very strange and off opening. Michael Myers is shot down the hole at the end of Halloween 4, and we see him sort of struggle out the hole and then just float down a stream there. It was all very, very weird to watch. Michael Myers just in some water floating down a stream like a little rag doll. And then this old guy finds him and take him into this little hut where he lives. And yeah, just leave him there for a whole year, lying on a bed, motionless. A whole year. And then Michael just gets up the next Halloween and kills the guy. Yeah, thanks for your hospitality, but fuck you. But what really, that just seems so weird, but what really made me question this is the guy who takes him in, didn't he realise that the little town where he lives, Haddonfield, has been stalked by this guy in a white mask and he's lying on his fucking bed? Did he not hear any stories about people talking about Michael Myers and stuff? Did he not realise he had a fucking serial killer lying in his bed there? Michael is meant to be this mysterious shadow and stuff, and there he is, just having a kip on some old guy's bed for a year. It was just a bizarre decision. I also noticed very early on in this film how bad the editing was. When Michael gets up in this old guy's house, this is way before he kills him, he sort of grabs the guy by the neck, and then the guy is sort of helping Michael to the floor because Michael's struggling. So I thought Michael was going to kill him at one point, and then it's the old guy helping him. And I had to rewind the movie to make sure what I'd just seen really did happen. It was just a weird camera cut, and it was just all very, very choppy. I just remember watching it going, who the fuck edited this movie? And it happens quite a lot throughout the entire film. How can Michael go and strangle someone and then fall to the floor like he just died and needs helping up by the guy who's getting strangled? Beats me. Before I get into the characters and story, I just want to mention one of the most bizarre decisions I have seen in the Halloween film so far, or in a lot of horror movies for that matter. There's these two cops who appear on screen at one point. It's making me laugh thinking about it, and these kind of clown comedic noises happen in the background when they turn up, and this is to suggest to the viewer that these two are a couple of dumbass cops, but it just seems so off. And I was thinking, I'm watching a horror film here or a fucking comedy movie, what the hell is that noise I've just heard? And it hardly happens again throughout the entire film when these two characters are on screen. I think it happens one more time. But the weird thing is that these aren't even comedic relief characters. They're not even these dumb characters that the movie suggests. They're just boring and dull, like a lot of other characters in this movie. So to have them funny sound effects happen when these characters come on the screen at the start of the movie was just absolutely pathetic.
All clear.
Nothing above, nothing below.
Which brings me to my next point, characters. Did they really have to kill off Rachel, who was such a good actress and character in the fourth movie, who is helping along Jamie get through her nightmarish visions of Michael and stuff, and they just survived this big ordeal together, only to replace her with fucking Tina, one of the worst characters in horror movie history? What were they thinking? I mean, I really latched onto Rachel in the fourth film, and to kill her off so early here was just a stupid decision. But to replace her with Tina was an even stupider one. And Tina is one of the most annoying, in fact, no, she is the most annoying character in this entire franchise. She's just this obnoxious, in-your-face, stupid ass motherfucker who I just cannot stand any amount of screen time for. She has to run everywhere she goes with a bag in the air, like, and then jumps in front of characters like so energetic and stuff. And I'm just like, oh, please just stop. And later on when she's getting chased by Michael Myers and stuff, her terrible, atrocious acting skills just shine through for everyone to see. It still looks so fake and not convincing at all, and To replace this character of Rachel, this level-headed Rachel, with this Tina character is just one of the biggest horror movie mistakes in history. Plain and simple. I wanted her to die very early on in this movie, whether it was Michael Myers just killing her or whether she's ran over by a goddamn ice cream truck. I didn't care. Anything to just kill this character off and get her out of this movie. But yeah, here she is as one of the leads in this film. Also, I don't remember anyone seem to be concerned with Rachel's whereabouts in this film. Someone, I think it's Tina, just says, oh, she must have got away with her parents, and that's that. No one even searches for her. No one even asks about her. Especially Jamie, which was very, very off. Her character does not once ask where Rachel is. She just wants Tina all the time, which is very, very off to me because she's just gone through hell and back in Halloween 4 with Rachel together as these two protagonists. They got through it somehow. They survived Michael's butchery, but she just wants Tina, who's just this best friend of Rachel, and all she does is ask for Tina. In fact, the second half of the film, mostly Jamie's dialogue is just, Tina, 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 and I'm just like, oh, fucking shut the fuck up. At least Dr. Loomis is in this film to save the day, right? My favourite character in the franchise. Well, wrong. I don't know what it is, but his character is just even more creepier than Michael in this film. I usually like the way he shouts at people and stuff and gets things going, but here he's just putting so much pressure on Jamie. He's about 2 centimetres away from her face, just screaming in her face to see things and tell him where danger is. I need to know now, Jamie. Where is he? Where is he? And he just comes off as this creepy old man who could really just hurt Jamie at any moment. He already tried to kill her in the 4th movie, but you really do feel like he's just gonna really harm her in some way at times. And the fact that he's allowed around her is beyond belief anyway, because he did actually try and shoot her at the end of Halloween 4. But it was just a terrible character decision for him to just be this over-the-top, this over-the-top character in this one. It just didn't work, and I felt bad. I felt bad for Jamie in this movie. No wonder she's fucking terrified all the time with this insane guy who really does feel like he's lost her in this movie. He feels like he should be in a mental asylum himself, just screaming in her face every 2 minutes. And yeah, Jamie can see and feel things now, like she's some type of fucking Jedi Master, but that's just another problem with this film altogether. And the whole mystery of Michael being human or not was always interesting to me. I think they found a really fine balance there. It was mainly the characters in the film not knowing whether he was human or not, and more us knowing that he probably isn't. But the fact that it goes into more supernatural elements in this film just didn't help it at all. Especially with this Jamie feeling and seeing things. I mean, it doesn't really help the movie in any way whatsoever, because as soon as she sees something, it just makes characters turn up to dead bodies, because it's too late anyway. I do wonder why Michael never really comes for Jamie in this film either. I mean, she is the intended target. She's just right there in the hospital, an easy target to get to. But he just seems to be more influenced by going after Tina and all her dumbass friends in this film. But that would make sense, actually, because even Michael Myers is probably fucking so annoyed with this Tina character that he probably just wanted to kill her off once and for all, for his sake and for the viewer's sake. A lot of this film is people just walking around houses and empty rooms with Michael laying in wait as well. And we already know he's there because the movie shows us, but there's no tension or atmosphere. These are very, very long, drawn-out sequences of just characters walking around, literally. And most of the time, there isn't even a grisly outcome. So, what was the point? It just makes this film very, very dull and boring and in large chunks. Also, Michael here just doesn't look good at all. He looks a tiny bit better than he did in Halloween 4. The mask is a little bit more dirtier and biffed up. But what's going on with that whole neckline? I mean, couldn't he have just tucked it into his suit? Why didn't the makers of this movie think of that? It's another bad mask, it really is, and just makes Michael not scary and takes away even more of the tension and scare factor of this movie. How did John Carpenter in 1978 on such a low budget have a better look for Michael Myers than Halloween 4 or this movie? Also, Michael seems to have longer hair in this. I don't know if it's staying at that old guy's house for the year, made him forget to go to a barber's or something, but it's not a great look at all, and yeah, one of the worst looking Michael Myers up to now. He's also unmasked again in this movie. Ooh, I've already stated in my Halloween Ron review that I would rather him not be unmasked, and it just does the film no favours at all. It's just Halloween 5 trying to grasp something and try and be interesting and different, and fails miserably once again. Finally, the part that kept me going towards the end of this film, the mysterious character who's following Michael around the streets of Haddonfield there, we don't even find out who it is. Yeah, it's just this mysterious, shadowy figure who breaks Michael Myers out of prison at the end of the film, and that's it. It kind of tricked the viewer, because I was kind of thinking, is this going to be a character within the film who's, going to be behind this, who's going to get Michael out? But no, it doesn't explain nothing. Kind of just leaves it on a cliffhanger for the, part 6, which mightn't even fucking get made, which it did, but we don't know at this time. But I was just like, oh my god, I waited the entire film for that, and it didn't even give me anything. Another negative for Halloween 5. Overall, I feel like this film didn't know what exactly it wants to do. It's a mishmash of terrible ideas that they surprisingly went with all of them, and none of it was executed very well at all, in my opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, a 3.5 out of 10. Now, the reason I haven't given it any lower than that is because it is a watchable movie. I mean, okay, it was kind of dull and boring at times, but there was times where I was entertained mildly, especially with the kill scenes and stuff. But overall, it's not a very good film. In fact, it's a bad movie. It's just not on the level of something like Freddy's Dead or something in the terrible category. Yeah, but it's the worst one up to now. Okay, at the end of these films, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Now, a fun fact for Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, is that during filming, Donald Pleasence actually gave his trailer that he was staying in to Danielle Harris, because he had a much bigger trailer than her. And Danielle Harris's mother was complaining that she was just given this tiny little thing. So Donald Pleasence, after 2 weeks, I think he swapped with her or give her his one, which was very, very nice of him, I suppose. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. We have Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, coming up next. Will it be worse than this one? You'll have to wait and see, but don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Leave your comment about Halloween 5 down below. I'll try and get back to you all, I promise. And for more Halloween reviews, don't forget to check out my Halloween review playlist, which will be down below in the description. Thanks so much, guys. Take it all easy, and I'll see you all in the next video.